My dear dark ones, welcome to my channel. This is a personal YouTube reading, order number 1618. And I know you said that I can actually use your first name in the reading, but I'm not going to, because in order to practice, you actually need to change your name. It doesn't really resonate with your soul when it comes to practicing dark magic and working with demons. And for your own practice and for your own safety and for being able to more connect with your darkness and with your power, I do recommend you to find a magical name, so to say, the one that you're only gonna use for your practical, for your practice, for your craft, and for communicating with the spirits. And I will be starting with your palms as usual, and the right one. So the right palm represents your destiny, and you have actually quite an incredible palm, I would say. You have questions about your spiritual growth and your path and how to find yourself, and literally all of your questions are about your purpose, I would say. And I kind of see why you are a little bit confused when it comes to what to do, even though you already practice magic and you left it. And I think it's because that you actually practiced so much in the past, so many different branches of magic and so many different occult and divination techniques that you've tried in your past lives. And in this lifetime, you still kind of have this memories that sometimes activates your soul, and you can really concentrate on one thing, and you're always drawn to many different things at every given time. It's you start something, but you cannot finish because you kind of lose interest, or something ignites your soul and you want to continue learning something new, and that's why you feel that you can really relate to one specific path. And this is because your past lives are affecting you at the moment. It's quite unusual, I would say, because for practitioners, like you say, like yourself, because you're born with the abilities that are your soul abilities, and also the abilities that comes from your bloodline, and abilities that being passed down to you. And literally, when people like that, they actually usually they find themselves right away and they just start practicing. So for you, it means your past lives are affecting you at the point where you cannot even realize your own feelings and your own emotions. You don't know if it's you or if it's your past life reincarnation at the moment, taking over or haunting you, And because of that, I really recommend you to choose something. You're probably fascinated by many things. You're amazing at the occult when it comes to, for example, symbols, sigils, alchemy, sacred geometry, so astrology, astrological charts. So everything that is more scientific, something that you can do yourself, something that you can create with your arms and with your mind and use technology apps. But you're also amazing when it comes to divination, that you're supposed to only use your intuition. So psychic abilities, mediumship, and working with different healing practices, shamanic practices. And also you would be an amazing counselor, someone who actually helps people. So doing readings or sessions, or help people to transform in their life or heal them with your words or with your energy. This is also something that you can do. So literally for you, there are no limits. And because of that, it's very hard to pick something, even hard to pick something that you should start with. The core of your power, the source of your power, it's your inner witch. It's inner ability to actually be in a wise woman, they say the core of the world witch comes from a world wise. So literally you are so wise that you understand how the world works. Your intuition is so crazy. You always know the answer. You always know if something's good or bad for you or for others, and you have to use this ability. You have to make sure that this is something that's the main thing, that the main power that gives you answers and guides you and others in this lifetime. In order for you to reconnect with your ancient witch is to start practicing like witchcraft, magic. Whichever practice you pick up or choose, it's not really important to your soul, because the memory will come back eventually the moment you start embracing who you truly are. For me, as I see it, because you have like so many interesting signs on your palms, especially like this area really connects you with ancient demons from ancient Egypt. And the healing marks that you have on your palm is also connected with ancient Egypt. In ancient Egypt, magic was such a normal thing. It's like religion for us now. It was everywhere. So people used to believe in magic. Priests and priestesses of every temple used to practice magic. So for you, magic supposed to become such a normal thing. It's like a routine, your daily routine. So everything you do, say, or think of, it's magic. It's your abilities, it's your practice. Your hands, they do hold power and a lot of energy, and they're activating. You haven't lost your gifts, even though you didn't practice for a long time. So I do recommend you to actually work with candles, herbs, potions, write your own spells, do any type of divination that you personally like. It could be tarot, it could be candle wax readings, it could be water scrying, crystal scrying, literally anything that you like and feel drawn to. There are many ancient forms of divination, and you can actually go and look into them, and whatever comes to you, you can use it. Like, for example, you can use salt to divine the future, or for example, like rice, crystals, like flowers, like anything. Like literally you have the ability to see things beyond the realm of humans. And if you start like looking into witchcraft, like the more you learn, the more you become more yourself, the more your body gonna heal itself. Like you have sometimes a lot of, a lot of like things that drains your body down, like I would say sicknesses, diseases, like some things that like hold you back. Energy wise, you feeling sometimes you have too much energy, and then like you don't have energy whatsoever. All of these things are actually happening to you because you don't use your energy whatsoever, and doing like spells is the best way for you to get your energy moving, so to say. So set up your altar and start practicing. Do your own research. You are a very unique soul, so when the signs come to you, you don't actually see them the way that other people see them. So for example, even when it comes to numerology, if for someone number 9 would be the end of the journey, for you probably number 9 is going to represent that there is a challenge. So for example, if you see 5, for a normal person, it's a confirmation that this is something to do with like the realm of money, like something good is happening. For you, actually, number 5 represents danger. Number 2, for normal people, it's a choice to be taken. For you, it's the beginning. So when it comes to receiving signs or understanding signs, you're very unusual. So you have to make sure that you learn how to interpret and receive the signs that are being sent to you by your guardian demons, by your ancestors, and by your own like higher divine self. Your higher self is very active. You're actually able to receive a lot of messages and downloads and visions just from yourself, not from external source. And you really need to use it more in your daily life. Your past is written, and it's written in the area on your palm that represents the future. So it means you're still going to the direction of the past. You still are governed by the past lives, and you need to learn how to concentrate on the presence and don't think about past or future. It's literally you have to find a way to make your mind being present at any given moment exactly where you are. Don't overthink, don't overcomplicate nothing. It's like your life is super simple. You are guided by like a star. You're supposed to be wealthy, you're supposed to be famous, you're supposed to be loved, you're supposed to be happy. Money should come very easy to you. Like your path is supposed to be so simple and easy and spectacular. And if you don't have it, it means you're doing something wrong. So start with practicing witchcraft. Whichever form you start, it's your own choice. I know you find it better what it is that you want. And also, I do recommend you to work more and learn more towards dark magic. Your source, the power, comes from darkness. Like literally you're connected to demons more than you even think. And if you work with them, if you actually find your, find your peace with the darkness and find your power in there, it's gonna give you like so much more results, I would say, like much faster than if you're gonna go through like any other road. Healing is something that eventually you should look into, but healing not in an energy healing or Reiki kind of way, but in ancient Egyptian kind of way. So healing through demons, healing through sick spirits or spirits that bring sickness. So you use them to actually remove the sickness from the person in front of you. I hope you realize that you're actually supposed to become an occult practitioner, like someone like myself. And that's why even if you have like another job in this lifetime, you will never feel fulfilled, because your mission is actually to help people. You are a humanitarian. You are like an exceptional like heart that knows how to love truly, and you need to kind of share your love with others. You are a rebel, so sometimes you rebel when you don't need to. Like you rebel usually at the most wrong moments when you should be quiet. But when you actually have to be rebellious and daring and like say everything that's on your heart, that's when you keep quiet. This happens because you have like a major unbalance in your divine masculine and feminine. You literally don't know how to connect to both of them, and you're using them wrong. So it's very important for you to embrace both of the sides, because they are equally powerful in your like journey in your life, and find a way to realize when your masculine should be used and when your feminine should be used. Both of them are strong. And interesting thing, when it comes to your magic, you're actually supposed to use your divine masculine, your the strongest aspect, your sun, your literally like the gods and deities, like the solar deities, the gods that have been associated with the sun, sunshine, with the day. But when it comes to normal life, to actually like real life, outside of your practice, that's when you're supposed to embrace your inner goddess, your, like your divine feminine. You're supposed to learn how to show your weaknesses. You're supposed to learn how to ask for help. You're supposed to learn how to, how to let love come into your life, how to be treated as a goddess. You are too independent in real life. You taking care of many people around you, but you forget that someone's supposed to take care of you. And you never let it happen. It's like in your mind, you have to do like a lot of, I would say, block removals before you can like continue on the path. And when it comes to these blocks that you have, these human blocks, I would say, that you picked up from your family, from society, from your social circles, I would recommend you to use sigils or like spells to remove blocks, obstacles, past life connections, past life. There are even like rituals that helps you to remove the hold of your bloodline or your karmic ties. So literally anything that has to do with the past, especially with your past lives, you should remove them from this lifetime, because they are stopping you to become who you truly are in this lifetime. Every reincarnation, when you come to earth, you literally come to learn something new. And for now, you just remembering the past, you're remembering the things that you've done before, but you're not progressing on your path of learning. And that's why you should remove like a lot of these blocks. And that's why you have so many questions, and that's why you can really focus on something. You have a mark that's called the Satan's touch. So Satan's touch, it would be a mark that in medieval times would get you burned at stakes. Now it's literally like represents that you can work with pacts, you can create pacts with demons. So if you have a customer that wants to bind their soul to a demon or entity, or even a spirit or an angel, like any type of like pact or like a deal between a human soul and celestial or demonic soul, you can be a mediator in this situation. So this is something that you can do in the future as well. But once you learn how to control your powers, once you learn how to control your own life, and once you learn what you're actually doing, you know. But when it comes to you, there is like so many possibilities of so many great things that you can do. You are born with many interesting marks of ancient origin. Like majority of them are really ties your soul to ancient Egypt. I think this is where you started. Was the first incarnations that literally established the purpose of your soul for the eternity, like magic, all of the supernatural. Like, you know, you are the gateway for humans between this realm, the physical realm, and the realm of the unseen. And that's why you never fit in the 3D world. You never fit in. You never find normal life satisfying or fulfilling enough, because you always know there is something more. You know, all of your gifts and abilities, they're gonna come naturally to you because it's already happening. You already said that you had this outer body experience and you heard the voice, and you have, like, your head hurts now in your forehead. It's the sign that you already start, like, I would say, entering the gates of the underworld. This is the first sign. This is how it goes. Your physical health will improve the moment you start working, the moment you will start reconnecting with demons and darkness, with the underworld as well. So that's why I'm saying, like, start working toward dark magic. It's easier for you, and it's more healing, and it works best with your energy. The more you learn, the more you practice, the more you remove these boundaries of your mind, the healthier, happier you become. Probably you're even gonna change physically, because this, you know, for witches, when they are fully awakened, they change even physically. I think in maybe, like, I would say 2 to 5 years, you probably won't be able to recognize yourself. If you look back at your photos, and make sure you have photos now, like, take photos. In the future, you're gonna look back and you're not gonna believe that this is you. You know, there is a big possibility of great physical change or transformation that's supposed to happen to you if you actually come into your power. You have 3 guardian demons in the moment, all of them connected with ancient ways of magic. So all of them gonna reveal themselves to you when you start practicing. So the faster you start, the more you're gonna see, and the more answers are gonna come to you. You know, maybe last thing I have to say to you, even though you need to be very careful when you practice, because this is something new for you, yet you are always protected. There are so many forces with you, like so many ancestors are guiding you, so many demons are with you, so you shouldn't be really scared. I know for your human side, it's something that's actually scary sometimes to, you know, to start feeling all of these things and go through all of the transformations, because they actually, like, they physically gonna feel it physically. But the more you learn, the more you become yourself, the better your life would be. You know, this void that you have inside, it's going to be filled. It's not something that can be filled externally. It's something that you should feel in yourself, and it will disappear. If you ever ask yourself a question, if you're ever gonna be happy, like, you're gonna be happy very soon. The moment you embrace yourself, the moment you realize who you are, the moment you will start showing the universe that you accept this path, that you accept that you're a witch, your life will change on its own. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to your journey of transformation. And I'm gonna use Tarot now to specifically ask questions about what you need to do. Like, maybe more guidance as when it comes to what you should do, like, now, or what tools you should use. So let's see what Tarot gonna tell you. And I do hope you have Tarot at home, because this is such an amazing tool for every witch out there. It's like, it's a must, even if you don't use it, just to have it on your altar. It's something that you should do. The origin of Tarot is actually also, like your soul, it has ties with ancient Egypt. The major arcana cards in Tarot deck, they used to be paintings, mosaics, or like the tablets that represented the path of a magician. When you would go to a temple to learn how to be a priest or priestess, you would go through these 22 stages of initiation. And now they engraved in tarot cards. So like literally when you look at major arcana cards, it's like your soul starts remembering the past that you had in ancient Egypt, the initiations that you had there, the work that you've done, being a priestess or a priest, you know, worshiping a god or a goddess. All of these pathways, it's just gonna make sense to you. And when you remember clearly, then you can let it go. You know, the moment you know that this is it, and then you're gonna feel this peace, like, you know, this is me, I've done this, and now it's time to let it go and concentrate on this reality, like on this lifetime, on this current moment. So let's see what the cards are going to tell you. So first of all, it's interesting actually, like how they, to me, they're like mirroring each other. I think if you are not having like material success in this lifetime at the moment, if you are not wealthy, even though you're supposed to be, like, you are born under the lucky star, you're supposed to be like very wealthy. If it's not happening, it's because you're doing the wrong work. Like your work's supposed to be the work in the occult, something to do with the occult. You know, you can even incorporate like your witchcraft, your occult, your supernatural abilities with a normal job, and then it's gonna work. But if your job is just something too normal, like it's not gonna work. You know, if you have a job now, and or if you're looking for a job, even if it's something normal, use at least like spells to get the job, or spells to get the promotion you want, or spells to get like another position. You know, if you can't work in the field yet, if you can't become a practitioner now, at least you can bring your magic into the things that you do. Or the magician card, like the first card that talks about initiation. So I would say if you've been scared about magic in the past, if something happened to you and that's why you stopped, you shouldn't be scared. You know, all of these things that you fear deep inside, those are your strengths. Actually, it's the opposite. Like the things that you fear of or scared of, this is the source of your power. This is your accomplishments from the past. This is something amazing that you've done before. So never follow your fear. Always follow your like intuition, you know, like this gut feeling that you have. The magician card, you know, to have it here when we talk about your powers, like what else do you need? The magician card is the mage in its purest form, like the witch that casting spells with the help of deities, with the help of the tools that you can pick up here. So I told you that you need an altar. This is the biggest confirmation, and to me this card represents elaborate, sacred, old ritual that you're supposed to perform yourself in order to come back to your magic. Probably your mind works in a way that's probably because your magical side is actually it's ruled by your masculine side. So for your masculine side, the magician card represents the magic. So you need to approach your magic, your practice from the masculine perspective. So elaborate rituals like atami, knives, swords, all of these objects, relics, like casting spells, performing a very long ritual. This is something that you need to try, and this is something that you need to start with. Even though it's number one, for you number one is an infinite number. So you'll never have to worry that magic will never find you. Like magic always follows you everywhere. So never give up. Even if you're scared, even if you don't see results, and sometimes we don't see them, you know. Always know that even if you are questioning yourself or doubting yourself, there is something that is bigger than you, that actually receiving and always watching out for you, like, and watching over you, and they know that you're doing something. So as long as they see that you're dedicated and you are accepting and you are actually like practicing, that's enough for them. They're gonna guide you where you need to be. And you know, when you make mistakes or when you don't see the results, it's still a result. Every mistake is a lesson. Sometimes we learn more by doing mistakes than actually by receiving a positive result. So don't expect anything, but do everything. I think some changes needs to be done when it comes to your spiritual practice. You're using like some kind of like techniques that you picked up from other people, like spiritual techniques. Maybe they come from new age community or something. They don't belong to you. So if it's like something like Reiki or some kind of like manifestation techniques, they should go. Things like yoga, meditation, also they're not yours. They don't belong to you. You're a dark soul. You should do the complete opposite. You should be more active when you practice. So look into your daily routine, what it is that you do that are no longer serving you. And if you've been doing something for like more than 3 months and you don't see the results, it means it's never gonna work. So let it go. In the beginning, do not concentrate on actual results, or do not expect like major changes in your life. There should be a teacher that's going to come to your life. I think this teacher is someone you already met, so you don't really have to look for the teacher, for the guide. The teacher, someone is not physically present next to you, but it's probably someone on social media. So when you actually get to watch the videos or whatever this person creates, you feel this like crazy resonance that you actually relate to this person, and probably you have to learn from this person because you are guided now by your past lives. So probably you do have a connection with this person, and probably when I say these words, you probably have this person in your mind. Like there's an image that pops up, like a channel or something, and I do feel who is this I'm talking about. Message here: you're stronger than you think, and you have to use your like literally hands. Like the more you practice, the more you use your hands. For me, using hands in witchcraft is all about like making spells, potions, anything to do with herb magic. Like do your research, spells like that has some connection with crystals, objects, items, food related spells. All of those things, you should try them, like literally. Interesting connection I pick up here. Ancient Ankh, so it's ancient Egypt. I also see Kabbalah, the sign of Kabbalah. So something to do with forgotten like words that you can use and symbols that can actually invoke the power of your soul. You should literally use them more in your practice. And this card to me represents a connection with Odin and connection with the runes. So this is something that you should also try. And because we are talking about your dark abilities, I would really recommend you to do your research into King Solomon and his demons. This is something that's part of your path and part of your journey for sure. I'm gonna pull 2 more cards and see what comes. This is interesting. I think this is both of them reverse. So for me, because it's the last 2 cards I'm pulling here, so this is the end of your journey. This is where you're going. So this is what you're trying to achieve. For me, this card always represents the power of looking at things from different perspective and from different angle. So I think very important for you at the moment to maybe unlearn a lot of things that you have on your mind, especially when it comes to religion and when it comes to healing. Your physical body is your temple, so it's very important for you to heal yourself through alternative medicine, not Western medicine. And this is also going to help you to find your own healing path, because in the future you're supposed to heal people. So by going to alternative medicine practitioners as a client, it's going to help you to become a practitioner yourself in the future. This is probably the card that represents you, like where you should go, the Queen of Cups. Ancient goddess Ishtar, Inanna, you probably heard of her, Anunnaki goddess. This is the one that's guiding you now at the moment, and this is the one that you're supposed to become when you learn who you are. Look her up, learn about her. All of this symbology that is about her you can use in your practices. She is the goddess of beauty, magic, fertility, love, sexual attraction, control and power. She's the goddess that was so powerful that is still present in our daily lives, even though we don't realize it. The symbology is insane. Like you see the scorpion here, the water, lotus flowers. Lotus, they represent eternal life, eternal beauty, eternal magic, like the elixir of youth. So for you, like, I think this is the card that represents the path of transformation that you're supposed to go to become a goddess, inside and outside. And this is your path. This is where you're trying to go into, to become the queen of the thrones of waters. And I think you're gonna achieve it very soon. And speaking of water, now it's time for a candle wax reading. Obviously, for your beautiful soul, I prepared interesting flowers that gives out like this blue water, like actually interesting. Like speaking to Inanna, she is connected with water, like she was a water goddess in many cultures, in ancient cultures. So I guess blue is your color at the moment that guides you to be who you are. I'm using a beeswax candle as well. Bees, they do represent the feminine aspect of magic. They do represent something that's actually hidden from the eye, the work. It's like the bees are interesting because they have a queen, and you know, it's something to do with the sacred feminine energy and sacred feminine knowledge that you possess yourself. So look into the symbol of bees, use beeswax candles, and use honey in your spells as well. So this voice that you hear, I'm actually really want to ask if it was like specific demon or entity or a deity that came to you, like something specific, that like a message for you that you needed to hear, or was it just your awakening? So my dear one, it looks like it was just the beginning of your new awakening. You know, like sometimes people say that they're going through awakening. It's not the only awakening you're supposed to go through. I think this is your second or third awakening already, and it's going to be more to come. And this voice is just the beginning, so expect more. You need to actually work with old vintage objects. On your altar there should be like pieces that are holding like interesting, unusual energy. Your soul has some kind of connection, like a cord with people who passed away. So for you to actually to unlock this connection, to see it clearly, you need to learn how to read these haunted objects. I don't know if it makes sense to you, but you are truly connected with physical realm. You are like a gate between the realms. So for you, like when you're gonna do readings in the future, when someone will be asking about the relatives who passed away, you're always supposed to hold an object that used to belong to this person that they're asking about. So I would do recommend you to go to a vintage store or antique store and just buy random objects or pieces that you actually feel weirdly attracted to, even though you don't need it, even though you didn't come looking for it. But just get it for you as a practice to see what comes up. Like, what spirit gonna follow the object into your home? What is the spirit going to show you, or how you guys going to connect? this is very important. I think you are always haunted, you're always followed by other spirits. So for you is the key to actually learn why, because they really have messages for you. This piece for me, like, honestly looks like a crescent moon. For me, a moon like that always represents magic in its purest form, like the most beautiful feminine aspect of this magic. You know, dancing under the moon. You know, all of this, like, witch shabbashes and the crazy things that the power of being surrounded by like-minded people can give you. So I do recommend you to find a coven. If there is a coven of witches nearby when you leave, definitely join them. If you don't have nothing, like not a physical coven, go online and find your coven. It could be even like a Facebook group or a Patreon page of some witch that like shares something, like some information with followers. It could be like anything online, but you have to be guided by other witches. You have to be connected with other witches. You know, your soul craves these magical connections because you never been by yourself in your past lives. You never been not practicing. You always were bound by a temple or, you know, like an oracle of Delphi's. You always were working inside of a place that had like a lot of people always. And for you, it's important to feel the energy of others, to see like-minded people doing the same thing that you do. For you, being a hermit is not an option. So this is the next thing that you should work on. Finding your tribe, your soul tribe. Someone will come to your life like quite soon. In the beginning of the next year, you will be presented with the opportunity to be in the presence of your true soulmate, one of the persons that you used to love in your past lives. And you're gonna feel this connection. You're probably gonna know right away that this is the person. The choice is yours if you will continue the connection or you just realize this connection and just leave it behind, because again, this is your past life. And in this lifetime you have free will, so it's all your choices. But just make sure to acknowledge the connection when you meet this person, because it's something special. You know, it's very rare when we get to meet people from our past lives. And it's even more rare to be able to recognize the connection, to actually believe that this is it. I see a castle. I see you used to live in Scotland in one of your previous reincarnations, and there was someone for you, like a love of your life. I think the castle burned down, and that's why maybe you don't really like fire, or maybe you have some kind of like dreams about fire or phobias. It's like you don't like to leave your candles on for too long or something. The voice that you heard, the spirit, ancient Egyptian origin. Someone you used to work with before, so they found you. It means you are getting your power back, the power of a priestess. So it means you have to choose a deity, ancient Egyptian deity, that you want to work with, or have like a statue of this god on your altar. The choice is yours, because you worshipped many gods before. In this lifetime you are choosing your own god, because in the past lives you were forced to be a priestess at a specific temple. it's like they chose you. Now you have a free will to choose yourself. They show me that you have like a routine, specific routine in your life at the moment. This routine kind of kills you. So in order to get out from this routine, you actually have to stop it yourself. I think you know what I'm talking about. I think this routine is something that you dislike yourself. So make sure it's no longer in your life because it's stopping you from becoming yourself. You know how much smoke is coming, so it means you are protected. Your ancestors are actually protecting you and with you. If you're scared that there is someone in your bloodline that's going to be disapproving of what you do, you are wrong. They're actually all going to approve of you. So the power of your ancestors are always on your side and always with you, stronger than ever. They're actually going to help you and lead you a lot. So use your ancestors from this lifetime and others. And when it comes to protection, definitely work with fire. And I do recommend you to even learn about smoke scrying and do smoke scrying yourself. This is something for you, definitely. I do believe that you will come into your power soon. And I get this feeling of like interesting happiness. The feeling that everything is going to be amazing with you. I don't even worry about you if you don't receive some answers now. It means you don't need them now. I do know that a lot of amazing and great things are coming to you because you are actually going to fulfill all of your dreams and you actually going to follow your destiny and your path. You are amazing. You are more than you think you are. Believe in yourself like every day and know that you are special. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to read for you, to actually like get to know your soul more. I wish you all the luck on this magical journey of self-discovery. And I know you can do it. You're going to be amazing.